Alright, so I'm gonna start this again today. Just woke up a bit ago. So we basically tried to go online to schedule an appointment because it wasn't letting us yesterday. And still, like today, it's not letting us choose a date to go do making an appointment online. We called them and they said, oh, you have to do it at the specific time, 8 a.m. If you do it any other time, it doesn't work. Right? It has to be exactly 8 a.m. Maybe even 8:03 a.m. won't work. So we were like, can we make the appointment over the phone? Or like, they're like, no. You cannot, even though like people told us that the place we went to, you should call and you should be able to do it over the phone. And it's like, no, basically even if they have their entire week free and no one in there in the government office, they won't like, they won't just take you in. You have to do it specific hour. We have to wake up early for this, try to get it the exact time. And I have a feeling that they're lying and their systems are just glitched and maybe this won't even work. They don't open at 8 for calling. It's like 11 a.m. to call. So you gotta do that 8 a.m. It doesn't work. Call them and then they'll still probably try to make an excuse and maybe we'll have to go to a different city to do this. Now you see more and more why this country is really infuriating because it just nothing works. This isn't normal and this is a broken system and it's making both of us a little crazy in the head sometimes because it's just like nothing's working. That's ridiculous. And it's because we're paying for all the documents. You pay for documentation for the government to track you and go through hell so that you can get in to pay for them tracking you. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, it's just what we gotta do if we want to travel somewhere properly. The world's really freaked up. If it doesn't continue getting worse, but I imagine it will with the advent of AI coming in more. So it's absolutely fun. But for now, just focus on today is, and that's about all the news I got for now. Passport information still trying to process. It takes 1 to 3 days to process the payment. Hopefully everything goes through with that because all this stuff done so we can get out of the country. Looking at other credit cards online, there's some really good credit cards I think I can get, which I can move a bunch of debt to help get rid of interest because it's been $400+ interest per month and my debt's extremely bad, so I can move that crap and that'll be pretty nice. I think a lot of people don't know how many good credit cards there are. It's good to have quite a few, like a handful of different credit cards for different bonuses and such. Hotel rewards, buying gas or going out to restaurants or renting cars, give you free car insurance, all kinds of other things, special lounges at airports, and that's really cool. Definitely cool looking at that stuff.
I wanted to show it. I was so cute to her to show this.
Bruh. What?
This is came with our computer and I never opened this package.
Bruh.
This is the thing. So
What
cute.
is I don't know if that's cute. It's these
And there's more.
Bro, I want to show all these. No, there's no one show. Bro, no. I don't think people are interested in them. No. I don't think people are interested. There will be some. I'm probably not even gonna put this in because people are gonna be. No, I want to see. And it's just a few people. The other people are saying, I don't care. No, it's cringe stickers. It's cringe stickers, no. So that's it for now. We're gonna stay at home and try to order a small baggage online. I found it for like 200 reals, roughly, a little over 200 reals versus over 400 at a store. Any store, Sam's Club, especially Carrefour here, which is a French store, grocery store. Absolutely horrible prices for these things. So I'm gonna go and order a bunch of different things we need, like a baggage. I need a USB drive to reformat my laptop because I think it's been having issues. I'm just gonna redo the entire drive and operating system. That's basically gonna be a fun time. Hopefully I can get all this fit and organized. So don't know what's coming up next. Whenever something interesting happens, if I record it, I guess we'll start from there. So I'm not sure where I last left off at. I'm starting up again now just to, I guess, add this to a vlog or use it if I need to in case something bad happens. I've been feeling really unwell the last couple of days since I've consumed something. Yesterday I had extremely swollen gums and I could barely do anything. It was after I consumed this item and I realized today that it's just getting worse. It moved from my mouth and the rest of my body's not feeling well, and I searched the symptoms and I realized that I have aflatoxinosis, I believe, which is a poison from different molds that can grow on things such as corn, but also the most common nut, pistachio, due to its tendency to split apart before it's harvested. It has mold on it. This can cause liver damage. These things can be treated and helped a lot within the first 24 to 48 hours if you catch them. But I'm trying to call places in Brazil. It's what time is it right now? It's 3:48 a.m. I'm lost. Tried calling my family. No one answered either. And it's from this product right here. I want to get this completely shown. It's all strange about the product to begin with, just by the picture. Something about like the logo and everything. I don't know. Just turn this off. But you see the pistachios? That's how they're supposed to look. Green. Supposed to look great. We looked inside, and while we're eating it, we thought something was strange in some way because we've had issues with some nuts and pistachios before in Brazil. But this isn't from Brazil. This was from Italy. This is not from Brazil. So a lot of things sent to Brazil are intentionally designed to have big issues. Fabricado, like made, shows right here if you want to look. Show you every single thing you need to know. So I can see right here, it's going to show right where it's made. You can see that. And it's saying made in Italy for Francavilla di Sicilia, Italia. So that's the area. And the pistachios are not green inside. I don't know if it has slight bitter taste, which I realized it was not a good sign. It can indicative factor of the toxin, although the toxin in general is very hard to detect and it doesn't have a smell or appearance or anything invisible. And I've just done recent research on this. Google helps. I went to ChatGPT. Honestly, that's better than any doctor I've been to. ChatGPT is better than Google. It's so amazing and helpful. Doctors are not helpful these days. I saw, apparently, I was looking at some things regarding AI. Statistics were being shown 250,000 people die every year in the United States alone because of doctors making wrong decisions. Imagine more cases where people were not properly shown to be killed from doctors' malpractice in their medicine, or people in general who weren't even killed but just felt uncomfortable and horrible from symptoms because doctors didn't make the right decision. I know that happened to me already in Brazil, in Rio, when I got prescribed the clavinicide, amoxicillin instead of just pure amoxicillin. I came with the amoxicillin. I had issues with in Brazil recently that was discolored. It was red and different. Made us feel very bad. Doctors have big issues, and I think people don't necessarily, it's not a problem where people go and they become a psychopath when they study for 8 years. It's more so people who are psychopathic often choose these fields where they study 8 years and then they go and use that in malpractice and they hurt a lot of people. I've seen a lot of doctors have these issues. They don't listen to their patients. It's extremely not proper, and especially for people like me. I don't have a degree, so I'm not going to be respected despite having a lot of research under so many different fields, and I know so much about medicine, my own body, help myself more than doctors anytime in general. And doctors get really upset, maybe intimidated, I don't know, but they won't listen to you. And it's really dangerous when they're putting their own pride in their field of your own health. This is really dangerous because I can't even find a doctor. Just really not well mentally. I had pain in my upper right abdomen way earlier, pretty bad pain, and I don't know if it was my gallbladder. Gallbladder was having issues, but I was like, that doesn't make sense. I never had these issues before. I looked up some information just last 30 minutes and realized, well, that was one of the symptoms. I remembered I had that horrible pain earlier, and I looked at all the other symptoms, and I realized these are all matching me. I'm feeling quite disoriented and unwell generally everywhere. I realized, yeah, I think I have a big issue with this. I don't know if it's bad enough to where it's going to be able to cause acute liver failure. Hopefully not. Hopefully my liver cells will not be damaged too much by this to where they cannot recover properly. I'm not sure. It takes some months for this to repair, at least from what I saw. I just know that chocolate we had was this white chocolate. They were not green. They were very black. Black pieces. Looks like they put a bunch of bad spots inside the chocolate because they wanted to save money and put bad products in your food because they'd rather save money and not filter out the bad things. And I even checked for spoiled nuts and a nut like pistachio that's going to be most likely to have an issue like this. I'm just stuck in Caxias, Brazil right now, and literally there's we've called so many free hospitals, no one was accepting because just no one was for the liver. We tried a paid one as well, there's no one here, and I really don't know what to do because if this is a big issue, you can die. And that's just it. You're gone. You're gone forever. All people's stupidity and lack of care and support. You're gone forever. It's absurd to me. And it's not like in the United States. When you call a hospital, from my experience generally, they're like, okay, what are we doing? How do we help you? How do you need help? This is emergency. We directly told people here in Brazil, hey, we're having issues. We need help. They're just like, sorry, we don't have this. Hopefully you don't die, basically. They didn't say that, but it's basically just like, okay, yeah, that's all I can do. We don't have the liver doctor here, so, okay. Is that everything? Okay, bye. Literally, that's how they are. That's how the doctors are. Is that how a doctor's supposed to be? No. It's not. It's not. I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube, my vlog, absolutely. All of this whole video. I've not edited anything still. I can't even get anything ordered, barely. I've been so busy with calls, a business, and so many things. And I don't even know how to like go to a paid hospital here if I'm supposed to, because I don't have money. I've been living on credit. This is really difficult, and I guess I'm just making this to have some form of documentation. I don't know, but this is not really ideal, and this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy right now. I guess I'll amend some update to this if I need to, but I know time's going way slower for me. This feels like it's been longer than 8 minutes and 15 seconds or 16 seconds now. 8 minutes, 20 seconds. It's like time's moving so slow for me. Definitely a different distortion. Yeah, I'm just feeling really weird if you can't tell, maybe. Really unwell. And just really, really messed up in the head. And I've had a fever. Really had a fever. It was pretty hot yesterday and today. I don't have anything to measure or check it. It's so hard to get basic things in Brazil. It's so hard, especially in Rio Grande do Sul, down the very bottom, most southern state. This is insane. Italy, I saw, is not the greatest country. It's not. It has a lot of poor houses, a lot of poor things set up together. Look like a lot of poor areas of Brazil. It's fantasized there because of marketing, what people say. I'm not excited to even visit there for much time. They have a few things that are good for food, like their Parmesan cheese. But overall, no. You can see when a place looks poor and has more issues. In Italy, sorry if that offends anyone, but I'm going to say the reality. I care more about factual reality and people's health and lives and quality of life than anyone's opinion. I'm going to say Italy has issues just like Brazil. Both of them, definitely. A lot of Spanish countries too. All these countries in Latin languages have issues. France looks like it has less issues from what I saw, but I need to go and see for sure. But from what I saw there, the buildings and places look better. That's just what I saw for now. And I'm going to be straight and real with you in the vlogs. And I know it's going to offend people, but I don't care. You offend people. You don't offend people. You get killed from people being stupid, making mistakes. Either way, it doesn't matter. You know, it's life. My family's messaging me now, so I'm going to go ahead and go and cut back to the next part. So, until then. Okay, so I'm back now. I've finished talking to my family. I've done more research as well, and I realized I have something with me I brought from the United States almost 2 years ago, milk thistle, and I did research on that, and I knew it had big benefits for your liver, but I just never took it a lot while I was here. I was kind of a bit lazy with that, and maybe vitamins in general more than I should have been. I didn't realize it has so many health benefits. Maybe it can protect you from age-related issues in your brain, for example, as well, and it can help heal livers and hepatitis, inflammation in general of the liver, with so many things. I was shocked. Read that on Healthline, and more studies are needed, but looks like the results indicate towards this. I just took a milk thistle, and it's not like, oh, I feel better. No, that's not how that works. Like, these things take time. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling after tonight, and see if there's a placebo effect. Try to account for that as well. Make sure I'm doing okay. My liver's all right, and I don't have an acute liver failure. That would not be great. Optimal. 1 to 2 days until you're going to die. You need a liver transplant in that case. I'm just going to try to see if my liver can repair itself and see how I'm doing here. It's crazy because I think regarding family, I noticed something about people in the US. I feel like people in the US among family are colder and more psychopathic than people in Brazil with families. I'm not entirely sure about all people, but just from the experience I've had, I think a lot of families will pay more attention to people when you're having a health issue or something versus Americans. And I saw all my family and other people I talked to as well. Americans are always cold. They don't speak to you like they care. And that's coming from an American. So that's something interesting I saw. It was positive for Brazil if it's true, and Brazil's more like that, and the US is not. I know the US has big issues with having more psychopathic people. Look at all the serial killers people had there. One came to my mind, I'm not even going to say his name. I'm sure everybody can imagine. These are things you just need to be aware of. It's really, really important to be aware of how a country and culture is, because every country and culture really changes a lot. Think about how much government regulations can change, and a culture can change each country you travel to, with the way people act. So a lot of issues in Brazil will not be the issues in the US, and vice versa in every country I go to. Hopefully I get feeling better. I'm still really, really weird in my head. Really weird. I'm glad that my gums are less inflamed today, but yesterday was so bad, and I really would like to see if I can get this chocolate tested and prove this happened so I can sue the company. I don't even know if I'd have to go sue them in Italy for that. I'm heading to Europe. I have no problem opening a lawsuit, but it's going to cost over 1,000 euros instead of 1,000 reals. So that's quite a problem. I could put that on a credit card. That's just complicated. I don't know. This is complicated. People don't do their jobs, and you cannot go to a grocery store and think, oh, I want to try this or that, maybe it's interesting. No, we live in an uneducated time still, where people use capitalism and focus on money over people's well-being and health. They'll put money above you. So when you go to the market, don't look around and think to yourself, oh, what can I try? Think to yourself, oh, what would be most likely to have a problem, an issue? Some type of chocolate with nuts, or something that has way too much saturated fat that shouldn't even be put there, or horrible oils, or like a bunch of artificial colors like Red 40, for example, Blue Lake. These things, I've done research on them. They are worse than I can even describe. I avoid these things, and it's crazy because people don't take you seriously when you speak about this. I'm in shock because I'm an extremely intelligent person. I know my capabilities, and I've done research on all these things. I would not recommend using these, never. And as for oils and stuff, you can put oils and things in moderation. The rate at which people will try to put oils and horrible types of fake sugar in things is crazy, because they're bad and they're killing people. I think it was acesulfame potassium, for example, is one of them. I think it can permanently decrease, or like for a long time decrease, just good gut bacteria, which is your immune system. And the cheapest protein powder I got, a super big sale in Brazil, had that and two others, sucralose, I think it's aspartame. Those are both bad, but not as bad as acesulfame potassium, if I recall, due to that reduction of good gut bacteria, because that's your immune system. They could use things like xylitol, erythritol, for example, or monk fruit and such. Maybe some type of stevia even. I'm not sure about that. I've not studied that as much. They don't use sugar alcohols. And sugar alcohols, literally, when you're taking sugar alcohols, you have 60-70% reduction in infections in your body, such as sinus and ear infections. And this is from direct studies as well. This is insane. It's like, again, cost. It costs too much. They don't want to pay a tiny bit more to give you something that's going to literally benefit your health and help you. And xylitol and erythritol kill bacteria that are bad as well as good, but it looks like it's more balanced, and it has not shown signs to negatively impact good gut health when taken in proper moderation from what I saw. It's so many complicated things people just don't care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about how you are. They just care about taking your money. And when we live in a society like this, you're never going to prosper or do well. This has been my experience everywhere. A bunch of useful information. Anyone who reads or watches these videos, they're going to find a lot of valuable, useful information. Anyone who's watching this can use all this, because it's so valuable. I can't tell you how much time I've spent to learn so much and become a doctor for myself. I'm not even gonna be humble on this. No, I've researched enough, and I know enough things that I can take care of myself. And what I don't know, I look up, and you guys are here today to help me now too. No reason to have to go talk to someone who went to university about things. You need a direct test done, go get the test done with the doctor. Tell them your symptoms and issues, what it is. Go on ChatGPT and use that as a source. Proof your ailments and issues you're having, and you can go get tests ordered and see if they're proper. I recommend doing several tests, because sometimes tests can come back inaccurate, and it's not that common, but it can happen. So doing, I say 3 tests would basically, not 100% chance, but it's so much like it has to. It's like it's not the same facility, and a facility would be having issues. Unlikely. You can try different facilities. I don't know how that works exactly, so I'm not going to speak much about that. Things are always very complicated, so if you think something could go wrong, probably it could go wrong. That's something to look out for. I think it's probably it. I have to say for now. Just be careful when you're going to the store. You don't need to be consuming things that are not good, because they're everywhere, and people are just trying to sell you a cheap product. They'll sell you cheap chocolate or cheap food, then they'll make another food that's 50%, 70% more the price, that contains good things, no bad stuff. And the other one for poor people, horrible stuff in it. Will kill you. And palm oil, I don't know exactly why it's so bad. For me personally, and from research I saw, every time I ate things high in palm oil like Nutella, it attacked my heart. I'd have literal heart pains. I'm not sure why, because it's not even as high in saturated fat as butter, and it's not as low in unpolyunsaturated fats as grapeseed oil, or sorry, polyunsaturated fats. I don't know. It's strange. I'm not sure why. I just read that palm oil is one of the worst, and personally I had heart pains every time I took it or consumed it. So I avoid it. Just more information I recommend using. So that's about it for now, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and conclude this. This is going to be just a vlog. I'm recording here now at 4:43 a.m. There's no doctors to really do anything that doesn't surprise me, right? And thank God I have internet and a phone or some way to look up and do my research. And honestly, all the research I just did was not even on ChatGPT, basically, except for one quick search, and that was just to look at undoing the effects of acetaminophen overdose, which was acetylcysteine, which maybe was a booster for a type of amino acid, if I recall. I can't exactly recall what that was. I just quickly took a look at that. That can be used to not only help in overdosage of drugs such as acetaminophen, that specific drug, but it can be in general, depending. I don't have much access to things around here. That's about it. Hopefully things improve and I go well. I'm gonna see how the Mox Thistle goes, and yeah, I'm just rambling on right now. I'll try to get some sleep. It's late. Carry on, go forward. Life is rough, but I'm gonna continue to keep going. Because even with all these problems, and I know people are gonna maybe cause more problems always, because that's humanity, just keep going. Don't let them win. Fight to keep doing better and changing things to make them better. That's how we live and improve as a species. Okay, so in the vlog here for now, this will be one entire unit on its own. So let me know if you have any input regarding what I've said or anything that's happened tonight. Let me know in the comments just what you thought in general. And yeah, thank you for watching. Any supportive comments or whatever you want to write or do, just thank you for being here and watching till the end. So that's it, and see you in the next one. Hopefully everything goes well. So until then.